I'm literally just waiting for Edward to say something because I feel like he should go first, but
I mean, technically, you're right below me, Spencer.
shit, you're right.
Because literally, it's just a me with a picture of Bojack.
And it's a picture of me with my cat. Meow.
I have a picture of me with my chicken, but that's about it.
Oh god.
Okay, off topic. What's up, dudes? How's everyone doing? My name is Kevin, and we got the rest of the dudes here.
Spencer.
And add one.
Yay! Okay, so in today's video, we're gonna be talking about some possible banned card limit or erratas for tomorrow's speculation for the reveals on the ban list. That was a lot. I shouldn't have stretched that out, but yeah, the first one on the list is Violent Rush Bojack. What are you guys' thoughts on this card?
Go ahead, Spencer. I'm gonna go last on this one.
I think it's a solid card. I think it only shines while you're in a winning position. If you're in a losing position, I don't feel like this card will do much, because if you have limited resources, it's not as good. But as you're in a more equal standpoint, this card gets you ahead.
All right, but do you think it deserves any like do you think it deserves to get banned, considering it has the constant Aegis and a barrier?
Like, I understand that I understand that it's like it is a hard card to get over, but I think it's fine how it is. I think it's more about the decks that are abusing it more than the card itself.
Okay, so do you even think that it should be limited?
I think at worst it can just get errated and get barrier taken off.
All right, that seems all right. I have no problem with that. What about you, Edwin? What's your thoughts on this card?
All right. Personally, I feel this card is okay as it stands, but it is most notoriously used in blue-yellow decks with a yellow leader, because blue leader is mostly untapped like Soul Striker, so they're not relying on this, while yellow doesn't untap at all. So they rely on this card's Aegis. Like Becca used it, now Kid Gohan using it. You could run it in Helku if you want to go that route. And I feel yellow is too defensive, so they can protect this card better. So I can feel why people have a thing against this card, because it already has barrier. And then the yellow leader is just protected with like Final Flash. And like if you're running Golden Frieza, like Bloodlust, and a Super 17 SCR. So I feel if Bandai wants to, just touch this a little bit instead of limiting or banning it, maybe it could be the first semi-limit. Because I feel with one copy, like, why would you run it? Because once it gets taken out, it's done for. Yeah, so I feel semi just like, all right, you're not gonna see it as often, and you have a backup plan instead of if the first one gets wiped.
All right, that makes sense. But like for me personally, I think it's just mostly the decks that it's played in. I think it's not a bad card. I think it's all right. Like I don't think it deserves to get banned. Maybe not limited. Like if they don't touch it at all, I don't think that it kind of deserves to get limited. I don't even think that it needs an errata, to be honest. I think I'm more with Spencer where and also you when it comes to like maybe semi-limit and maybe just touch the deck what the decks actually played with this card. So I think that's a little bit more on like what I think about it.
I also wouldn't mind getting rid of barrier with an errata.
I don't think I mind that as well. But if it's an extreme errata, like for example, like you could only play this in like in a Bojack deck, then that's an extreme errata. Because Bojack as it is right now, not amazing.
Neither of them.
Yeah. So okay, so we move on to the next card, and this card is a little bit like controversy, especially with a lot of black players. We got SS3 Gogeta thwarting the Dark Empire. Spencer, I'm gonna let you take the helm on this one, considering you played black more than both of us.
I mean, I think the card is fairly okay. I think, like, obviously it's really good. I think it should be limited to black leaders as a whole, but I don't think it should be a card to be as an engine. But that's just my opinion on it. I think it's a very solid card, but I think it should be unique to black, essentially, since it asks for black energy.
Okay, so would you say like Black Saiyan leaders, like similar to how the other Gogetas are?
Yeah, like keep it to black leaders, or keep it to like a Gogeta leader or Goku leader.
All right. Another thing that I actually want to talk about is, do you feel like there should be a energy condition with this card?
Like as a minimum?
Yeah, like for example, you have to have 3 or more energy or 2 or more energy to play this card or something like that.
I think it's fine because, yeah, I think like if you have like an energy requirement behind it, I think that would make the card a lot less playable, and you wouldn't have to have like only black leaders. So if it was just like if you had 3 or more energy, then play this card, then sure.
Okay, because like I'm just thinking like possible erratas they could do to this card, because this card's super good. The fact that you can play with a burst leader. Will just make sure your overarm is good. Usually you play a bunch of Goku and Vegetas. There's just a lot of factors when it comes to this card, and it's very aggressive. 25k double strike.
Like I would be happy if it had the permanent. If they just added onto the permanent saying if you have 3 or more energy, then you get this permanent.
Okay, so you think that this, like, instead of banning or limiting this card, it's better to have an errata where it has an energy requirement.
Yeah, but I also think it would be good to limit it either or. I think either or is fair.
Okay, all right. What about you, Edwin? I know you have a little bit of a grudge against this card.
Yeah, thanks to Carlos.
It's not his fault he plays good.
But it's not. But I feel just making it Black Saiyan leader is enough. Because I saw a yellow Whis profile running this engine. Like, the hell?
I mean, like, compared to how it was before, like, people were trying this engine in everything. They're like Vigel launch. There was Go Tanks, as you said, Whis. There was just a lot of like decks that were trying it out, and I feel like that has died down since then. Like, you don't really hear about them that much anymore. At least in my knowledge, anyways.
Well, it could have been a flavor of the month.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah, like people say I went untouched with the E-band. They're like, oh, let's just play this.
They wanted their pepper in their decks. They thought it was spicy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
But do you think this leader deserves like a ban or limited or errata?
Just an errata to Black Saiyan leaders only. That's it.
Okay, so Spencer, you say energy requirements or the Saiyan requirement, and then Edwin, you just say Saiyan requirement.
Yeah.
For me, I think maybe the energy requirement. I don't think this card should get banned per se. Mostly because, and also another reason, they just reprinted it as well, so I don't think they're gonna ban it. But
they're going to. It's already been confirmed.
What?
It's getting reprinted, and then
Sorry, I thought you said it's confirmed to get banned. I'm all like, what?
No, confirmed to get reprinted.
What do you know,
Amanda
Spencer?
Sent out a list of the
I
know. I can't tell you what I know.
I know.
I mean, it's possible to get touched.
Yeah, no, you're fine, Spencer. No need to explain. But yeah, that's hilarious.
I mean, that doesn't mean it's safe, though. Look what they did to Piccolo and Bergamo.
Yeah, I think at most what this card's going to have an errata. Alright, so we're going on to the next card. This card is actually super popular right now. We got Zamasu the Eliminator. The Eliminator. Edwin, I'll let you take helm on this one because I know that blue and yellow is kind of your bread and butter.
Yeah, it's the best card of the format.
It really is.
You're either running, you're running a deck that doesn't lose to it, or you lose to this. Like Icarus and SS4 Vegeta don't lose to this.
No, they did
Yet
not.
Icarus still runs it. Soul Striker kind of loses to this.
Yes, it does.
And
The fact,
red decks right now also lose to it.
yeah, I think maybe I'm not. I haven't really seen that many red
Yeah,
decks.
I think they all need a unison to awaken.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point. The Zamasu just takes them out.
Mm-hmm.
So all of its effects are good. Even indestructible is useful at certain times.
I agree.
I prefer not to get touched, but I can feel a limit happen. Maybe even a ban, but I feel a limit would happen.
Okay.
We can always hope for a semi-limit
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, I can
Coming
only
from a
pray
Yu-Gi-Oh
so much.
standpoint, I think this would be perfect at 2.
I think if this
Yeah.
card at 2 would be fine. It
And
doesn't.
also the people who compare the semi-limit from Yu-Gi-Oh to this, it's a completely different aspect
Oh,
because our
I
playsets
know
are
it's
4.
completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our playsets are 4. So instead of taking 1 card like in Yu-Gi-Oh, you're taking away 2 cards.
Mm-hmm. But so you think that this card, it's good overall, so it doesn't really deserve an errata, correct? I don't even think that it could get errated.
Yeah, how can you errata it to Goku Black Zamasu leaders only?
I feel like that's too much of a stretch at that point.
Or make it not hit
Yeah, it's too much.
Lunisons. That's actually
Or
another
that.
thing. Yeah, that could be another thing. Just have it. Just say if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, like that could be.
Yeah,
a
or
thing.
yeah.
Instead
If
of
they
having
do
it-
that, I wouldn't run 4 copy. I'd run like 2, maybe.
Yeah, 2 to 3. But I think
2 to 3.
I don't think this card deserves to be banned, but semi-limit seems more appropriate for it. What about you, Spencer? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I think if you're playing 1, you shouldn't play it at all. So I think 2 would be a fair thing, or limit it, or errata it so that you would only play 2 to 3.
Like, you can only have. Well, at that point, a semi-limit just seems more appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think. Like, semi-limit just seems pretty excellent with this card. Another card that like
Also, hold on.
well, okay,
What
go ahead.
about a possible errata? A possible errata that just came up to me right now? Maybe only to blue leaders only.
Blue or yellow,
Because
because it is a multicolor card.
Yeah, because I feel like blue is a
Yes.
little bit unfair in that way because
yes,
it
but
need,
my reasoning is because the Goku Black and Zamasu leaders are blue, and you take it away from Kid Gohan, which is like the next biggest abuser of this card. So that's semi nerfing Gohan while keeping the card intact for 1 color. That's just my reasoning.
And don't they also abuse this card in SS4 Bardock leader?
not that
They could run it.
They could, like, but I don't think it's like amazing.
They could.
Huh.
Yeah, because you need all the SS4s in the deck.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think that that is that much of a problem. But I honestly think that just a semi-limit would be good with this card. Just so that you're not constantly afraid of it when your opponent like has 2 energy up. Alright, so with the next card is a pretty blue heavy card. Android 17 Turning the Tide. This card is kind of like controversial in my opinion. I'll start this off with this one. It has deflect. You can't affect it in any way, like bloodlust, all that stuff. So when you play this card, choose all your. Basically, it resets your hand and your draw barriers, so no draw apes. So you can't do anything. You'll be at 0 cards. Your opponent could have a board, and then just attack you with it. This card is mostly abused in SS4 and SS4 Vegeta to be exact. And I think there's maybe a limit on this card. I think I'm more. I don't think it deserves a ban per se, but maybe a limit. How many? Like maybe it just deserves to be like a 1-of or something. But it's an odd card because the most prevalent deck that plays it is SS4 Vegeta, which ramps. But I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
It's a game ender.
Yeah.
Yes.
It should do its job.
Okay.
It's 7 energy. I don't think the card per se is bad.
Yeah. You can't cheat this out.
You cannot. You have to pay 7 for it.
And yes, it's a game winner, but unlike Gogeta 7, which was like a 4-of in like any blue deck, this is a 1-of in most. Only SS4 runs 2 to 3, I believe.
Okay. I don't know SS4. That's why I have to do I have to do all this.
And also, this became a problem when our format became best of 1. In a best of 3, this card was like non-existent. Maybe won a couple games for people, but in best of 1, where space is already limited in your main deck, people had like no answer for this. So that's why it became a problem. But as we open up like sooner and sooner, we'll go back to best of 3. And then I feel at that point, this card would fade away back to where it was.
So you're telling me by November 20th, this card would no longer be a problem?
Yes. Because Nats is a best of 3.
Yeah, running the Jiren against this card is just super good. But
like, sure, blue can counter the Jiren, but if you're not running the Baby Unison, you have to pay 7 for this, then pay 5 for the Golden Ape. Like, that's basically impossible even for SS4. Like,
okay, all right. As I said, I don't know SS4, so that's why I have to like how do I really sell this card?
Yeah, and if Bandai really wants to hit this card, just take away Deflect. That's it.
Yeah, I can see that. What about you, Spencer?
I think the card is fine how it is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, like I feel it's fine, but you know, if they want to try something, then just take away Deflect.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. As I said, I don't know this card, so there you go. Next card is a little bit of a controversial card. Hiru-Dragon Leader.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you guys think?
Card advantage dot deck.
Yes. This card generates so much card advantage. It's a draw 2 leader. It could technically draw 4 cards in one turn, attack with leader, draw 1, awaken, draw 2, and then activate main, draw another 1. There's just a lot of stuff that you could do with
That's
this
5 cards that turn.
Well, yeah, if you use the activate battle, if at the same time, yeah. But what do you guys think? Does this leader deserve like a ban?
I mean, the fact that you essentially draw 2 every turn, or you draw 1 and then you get a body on the field. Since it's going into active mode, that's an extra 5k for your next attack.
Okay. All right. What about you, Edwin?
Maybe an errata to pay 1 energy to play the vanilla. Because just it being free and drawing a card at the same time and a free combo piece is just too valuable, especially if you don't have to attack.
Yeah.
Well, because no matter what, you're always gonna have your monster card to trigger the draw one on the activate battle.
Yeah, they always have it.
I think it'd be more fair if the leader played the vanilla in rest mode, just so you can't use it that turn.
Okay. No, that
I think
makes
that's
sense.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's fine. It's just such an awkward card because it's good. It draws a lot, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm honestly on the fence about this leader.
I'm just saying, if they route a Zamasu to blue leaders, then I feel they can leave this leader untouched.
Yeah, but don't think that's. I honestly don't think that that's what they're gonna do with the errata with Zamasu. But we'll see. We'll see.
Won't.
That could be the case, and I could be completely wrong. And then this is like not touched whatsoever. Man.
I mean, if they don't touch this at all, then this is like the deck winner for Nats. So.
Yeah, especially if none of the new cards are legal. Because we don't know if the new cards are going to be legal for this Nats.
It should be, but shipping delays, you never know.
Yeah, because basically everyone has 2 weeks to get all the cards that they need for whatever decks if they allow the new cards. So if that's not the case and the ban list doesn't really touch Hiru-Dragon that much, then Hiru-Dragon would be like the obvious choice that you're gonna see for Nats. There's just a lot of factors that come into this card.
It's just a solid leader.
It is a super solid leader. Usually this deck gets like 16 cards in hand.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It makes it so that a lot of decks have trouble killing it.
Unless they Super 17.
There you go.
Yeah.
As I said, I don't know that card, so you guys are good.
And then they drop Zamasu on the Android 17 and just tap it, and they draw one.
Yep, they'll draw one after the reshuffle. So that leaves them with one card, so I guess that's fine. But yeah, that's anything else? Any other comments? Do you guys have any of the cards that we discussed? 17, Zamasu, Gogeta.
I feel I've had my say on these cards.
Okay. What about you, Spencer?
I had my fill as well.
All right, yeah, I'm done as well. All right, guys, what cards do you guys think should get banned, limited, or rotted? I know that there's a lot of opinions out there, but make sure to leave a comment, do anything like that. And also, thank you so much for tuning in on today's video. Make sure to check out our Twitch, Instagram, and our Facebook. Catch you later, dudes.
Later, dudes.
Bye.